Before we get started, just a quick reminder that all sessions are being recorded and will later be available on the YouTube channel of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Mexico, so you can watch them again anytime. Also, during this session, we will share a registration form. Please make sure to fill it in. It's important if you'd like to receive your participation certificate. 25%, that's 7 sessions if you join the open day, 50%, 15 sessions if you are attending the webinars. This percentage also allows you to apply for the scholarship offered by participation universities. And speaking of scholarship, Poli.DESIGN has prepared a special offer just for you. We are offering a 50% discount tuition reduction for webinar participants who complete their enrollment within 1 week of receiving a positive admission result to the specializing master in furniture design. Once again, welcome everyone. I'm Marilena Tarantino and I'm the didactic coordinator of the Specializing Master in Furniture Design at Poli.DESIGN, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. On behalf of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Mexico and Poli.DESIGN, I'd like to thank you, all of you, for joining us today for this webinar, part of the 5th edition of Encuentro Creativo, a project organized by the Chamber and supported by the Embassy of Italy in Mexico. The goal of Encuentro Creativo is to connect Mexican students and professionals with Italian academic institutions, create opportunities to explore new educational paths and design cultures. Today's webinar is titled Specializing Master in Furniture Design of Poli.DESIGN. Together, we will explore what makes the Italian furniture design system unique, its history, cultural roots, and the Milanese ecosystem that drives global design innovation. We'll also outline the structure and learning approach of the Specializing Master in Furniture Design, as well as its professional outcomes, thanks to the testimony of our student ambassador. We are lucky to have 3 fantastic guests here today with us. John Bennett, faculty member at Poli.DESIGN and graduate of the Royal College of Art. He is an internationally recognized designer, known for his user experience approach to office and contract furniture. Then we have Elisa Astori. She's architect and coordinator of the Specializing Master in Furniture Design at Poli.DESIGN, who combines extensive professional experience with executive leadership in a top Italian design companies such as Driade. And then we have Paolina Mastretta, a former student of the Specializing Master in Furniture Design at Poli.DESIGN, who will share key insights for her experience in our classroom and within Milanese vibrant design scene. And don't forget, at the end, we will have some time for Q&A session. So please drop your question in the chat as they will come to your mind. We'll get to as many as we can. So thank you so much. Professor Astori, can you share the presentation?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so before giving the floor to our speakers, let me just say a few words about Poli.DESIGN. Poli.DESIGN is the postgraduate school founded by Politecnico di Milano in 1999. Since then, we have been offering a wide range of specializing programs, from product and interior design to communication, fashion, service design, and design management. Our main mission is to create a bridge between academia and the professional world, connecting research, creativity, and real-world practice. Together with the School of Design and the Department of Design, we formed the Politecnico di Milano Design System. And we are very proud to share that according to the 2025 QS World University Rankings in Art and Design, Politecnico di Milano is ranked first in Italy, first in the European Union, and sixth in the world. So we are thrilled about this result, and of course we hope to go even higher next year. So with no further addition, let's dive into the world of Italian furniture design. Thank you for listening, and please enjoy the presentation. So I leave the floor to John. Thank you. John, you are muted.
And the video was on. Can you hear me now?
Now it's working. Yeah, it's
Okay,
working.
yeah. I switched off because there was the video and I thought there may be feedback. Okay, so welcome everyone. I'd like to begin by saying just a little bit about myself. I am a furniture and product designer, and as Marilena previously mentioned, I graduated in furniture design from the Royal College of Art in London. After my graduation, I moved to Italy, to Milano, and became part of the research and development department of a company called Techno, SPA, so Spa, Techno Spa, and had experience working together with architects such as Norman Foster, Richard Rogers, and then successively Mario Bellini, and after which in 1986 I began my career as a freelance designer. Gradually, I began giving some lectures and talks in various design schools in Milan, of which Domus Academy, IED, Istituto Europeo del Design, the Marangoni School, and then became involved in the Polytechnic, Milan Polytechnic, specifically Poli.DESIGN, which is the holder of this master course, which is, as Marilena said, MA in furniture design. So let's move on to the next slide. Next, okay. So here we see a visualization of the timeline, and you will see that the first 7 months are students are involved in many different teaching modules, and I will explain further into the presentation what exactly they are. And then we have, after the teaching modules, we have an internship program, and this is very efficient, because usually for the students that actually want to be involved in an internship, maybe in industry, or maybe they prefer design practice in and around Milan, it can last between 2 and 6 months. Then, after the students have finished their internship, we have the final project. So each student has their own project, which they then present for their graduation to the end of the course. Next slide, please. Teaching objectives. Okay, so it's important to understand we would like to, our objective is, of course, furniture program, furniture design program, but we aim to show you the drivers or the driving forces of the success of Italian design. That is to say, what are the key elements that have created design so famously due to the way the system works. And I say system in a sense that industry working together with designers. We also teach about values of Italian design, and here we say intangible and symbolic values, which are some of the most critical and interesting points of Italian design. And that is to say that an intangible factor in a piece of design, in this case furniture, is something that we cannot exactly determine, but I would say if we look at it from point of view of an emotional relationship between the user and the furniture, then we are looking into, especially with Italian design, the communication between the object and the person. And we could say falling in love with a beautiful piece of design is rather intangible. However, I hope that it would explain what it is we are saying here. Next slide, Marilena.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yeah. So there has been a long-standing tradition in design, not only from the point of view of technical solutions and functional solutions, but the values that have generated a phenomenon in people's daily lives, particularly in Italy, that have made a contribution to the inclusiveness of design as part of the furniture industry. But Italy takes from its historical roots, which go back to look at art. Of course, we know about sculpture and painting and so on, craftsmanship, of which there is a wonderful industry of artisans crafting materials, and not least, but the architectural movements that we have experienced, that Italy has experienced over its past history. The master's program is based on the ability of Italian companies to make a fundamental lever of competitive advantage and a structural element of corporate culture the extraordinary relationship between Italian manufacturing system and design skills is the heart of the training program. Now, you will, if you participate in the masters, you will realize how important it has been and is for the Italian brands who are generating products to be working with the manufacturing industry. I can say this from a personal point of view because working in research and development internally in a company, my exposure to the industry was a phenomenal surprise. People, artisans, small companies, all became part of the development process and helped in the process. And many people became involved in helping you to realize in the best possible way your chair, your cabinet, your table, your piece of furniture, upholstery, and so on. And it is an unusual, I believe, factor that has helped to create the point of view of Italian design. So the last phrase, the relationship between manufacturing and design skills is at the heart of the training project. It is so true. Thank you. Next. Teaching modules and courses. We have a mix of different active learning modules and design workshops, lessons and exercises with partner companies, which is, I think, a positive and good approach because we, let's say, in the product development phase of the course, we receive a brief from a company, from one of the partner companies that you will see towards the end of the slides here, or if you miss them, you can check on the website. But we receive a brief from a partner company and we conduct the workshops together with the company, and at the end of each workshop we have a meeting with the company and they give feedback from their perspective, from the perspective of the manufacturing industry. They give feedback about whether they think the project that has been generated, the design that has been generated, is interesting for them as a product. So you can measure yourself, you can measure the process with the feedback from these companies, which personally I find fundamental and a very positive part of the teaching process that we conduct. We also have meetings with companies. We visit their factories, we visit their showrooms, and we have invited guests, designers who are working in the business, and they give first-hand experience and accounts of working as a designer. And so you will have first-hand contacts of Italian designers, mostly based in Milan, explaining and talking to you about their business as designers. We have modules that also, let's say, go further than simply having discussions about intangibles. We actually have tangibles in a sense that we discuss, explain, and teach about the manufacturing process as part of designing furniture, so that students become familiar with the process of manufacturing, so that their designs are at a stage they are more credible, because we analyze how the furniture is going to be made in the best possible way, from maybe an economic point of view, from an aesthetic point of view, but also from a point of view of looking at, say, if it's a chair, from the point of view of stability. So we teach you how to make a chair so that it's structurally sound, structurally stable, and that it will work. So the engineering, product design and engineering modules cover going further into depth in the design process when elaborating the briefs that we receive from our partner companies. And we have two phases after concept design phase, but we look at the product development process. So how to develop a concept into a final product that then can be ready to go further into the engineering phases. And so the workshops take you through the process, and together with our teaching staff, we invite professionals who are all working designers, and they have their freelance businesses working for industry. So they will take you through the process from a professional point of view as a designer, how to develop and engineer your original concepts. We have a workshop which is talking about sustainability and circular economy, which we recognize as today a fundamental part of the design process. Our clients, as freelance designers and designers working in design practices, have to be aware of the restraints that we have around the sustainability issues. So we have lectures about how to treat a design in a sustainable way, as well as building designs for the circular economy, which is today one of the new pillars of the design process, and it will put you in a position of awareness of how you can influence your design, how you can develop your design in such a way that it can be considered to be sustainable and or become part of the circular economy. We have workshop looking at and helping you to understand forms or shapes, surfaces and colors, which are ingredients that are an important and fundamental part of the design process, in so much as those shapes and the surfaces and colors and the materials and finishes are part of a language which we help you to begin understanding and using. So the workshop of color, material, and finish for the product development for designing furniture is covered in our, as we said at the very beginning, it's part of the teaching process and one of the subjects that we will be teaching you. Design strategies are today a design consultancy and designers are no longer limited to designing products. Often they are involved in design strategy, and therefore you have to become aware of what may be asked of you as a designer. For example, you have been developing a product for a company and the company would like you to be involved in designing of trades fair stand. They would like you to become involved in many aspects of the promotion and explanation of a product when the product is launched on the market and successively into the market. So you become aware through this module of what other aspects are important to the design of your product, and we take you through examples of this process that will help you become aware of what a wide range of jobs a designer will have to be or can become involved in. For example, here we have a workshop that deals with communication. So the communication of the company, but also the company's identity and its products. Retail, we give you examples of retail outlets, so showrooms and shops. Service and exhibition, so how to best show furniture items in situations where you are linking back to the communication of the product and helping clients to understand the qualities and the strengths of the furniture design. So the organization and user experience and integration between tangible and digital channels in furniture retail. This, I guess one could say now, is not new because the channels of sales and distribution since internet has helped us to diffuse products digitally is something that you will become involved in and will become part of if you're working for your client will most likely require that you become involved in these things. For example, the design of a showroom or the images that are portrayed on social media. All things that once maybe, well, showrooms no, but the digital media is relatively new and people are still learning the best way to use. But all of these aspects we cover through the course in order to help you to understand once again the extension of what we are teaching regarding the furniture as a product. So once again, digital media and e-commerce. It is part of our world as furniture designers. We become involved in it, and we have to be fully aware of the importance of digital media, how to use it, how to manipulate it, and how to draw potential clients' attention to the product, and strategically you have to engage with people through the process of digital media. The internship here, which you will also see on our website, are some of partner companies in this case. So you can see Boffi make kitchens, Paini accessories for home and office, Casina making domestic and contract furniture, etc., etc. MPF, Molteni, Potter. These are our partner companies, and so we take you up to the point at which your portfolio is ready. We understand and can suggest and help in the process of gaining an internship in one of the companies, or on the next slide, design studios. Here, I believe that maybe not all of the studios are listed here. These are just some, but there we go. The internship, from a kind of personal perspective, I believe is a wonderful part of our master course, because you become involved in the industry from different points of view. It could be from architectural practice, design studio that is product design, not only designing furniture but products, and so you receive an experience which is I believe a wonderful experience. I do encounter lots of students when we visit the furniture fair, and when we go to design museum and bump into our students, and they all seem to be very happy with it's quite as point of view of teaching. It's actually very nice indeed to see happy people involved in working within the business, and enthusiastic about the results of their course. I think that this is probably the last slide. Yes.
Yes, thank you, John.
Yes,
So
yes.
we leave the floor
Yeah.
to Elisa Astori.
Okay.
Okay.
I shortly introduce myself, saying that I'm an architect, graduated in Politecnico, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there. And moreover, the reason why I am teaching in this master is because I had the big chance, the big luckiness to be the second generation of a brand. So my father, my mother, and my aunt were the founder of a company which is one of the pillar of the companies born in the 60s. And so I could participate during 20 years in this incredible experience and know how it works to be involved in this field. This is why I can teach to our students a little bit more about what makes the Italian furniture system unique, because I was there when it was going on. I'm very good. First of all, the first and most important reason why Italian furniture design is a uniqueness is the cultural background of the Italian entrepreneurs, because Italy has an incredible history in art and architecture. The Italian entrepreneurs' background, cultural backgrounds, made them different from any other entrepreneur, drive them through their decision, and this is the most important, their attitude and the way they could have relationship with the designer they decided to call to be part of the collection. Here we see an example with Cesare Cassina, founder of Cassina Company. He was founding his company in 1927, and few years after he decided to ask to Gio Ponti to join the company and give shape to some of the best products. And this is what happened in many other companies. Here we see Piero Busnelli, and I wanted to show you also this picture to show you the commitment of the smiling one with the white jacket, Pierino Busnelli, the founder of the company, and two of the designer he decided to involve. Why all of them are so happy to be together? Because they share the same interest and know-how. This is what makes Italian entrepreneurs different. Of course, because of the cultural background, but also for the ongoing knowledge of how to make it. So designers trust to be with the best ones because they know. And this makes the difference. I wanted to underline this, showing this picture where you can see under the back of this piece, which is a very famous piece, the two designer brothers, Castiglioni brothers, sorry, Achille and Pier Giacomo. You don't see hidden by this cut of the image that is the founder, Gavina, of Gavina, now called Simon, a very important collection, I wanted to say, and some workers. Why the workers? Together with the director of production. Because what happened before showing a new product in Milano Furniture Fair? Designers first. The owner, if he is also the artistic director, and the director of of the technical department, sometimes with the workers, are all together trying to make the product even better than it is. So the last decision belongs to the designer. You see Castiglioni brothers here. They are looking at all the details, try to understand if the stitches or some other element could be made in a better way, but they wanted to share this idea with the owner and or artistic director, and the workers are there because they have done to realize what they say. So everything happened in the same place, the company, and with let's say, the owner of the idea, the designer, and the entrepreneur. And this is a uniqueness that can happen where things began to start in this way many, many years before now. Another very important point as a second reason was the Milan cultural debate. Between the 60s and the 80s, many people, we see a graphic designer on the left side. She's my mother. Milano is a little city with people knowing each other, and she was a very well-known graphic designer. Next to her, there is Alessandro Mendini, an incredible, talented designer, and next to them, there is Fulvio Race, a very important historian. All of them were very interested in making communication and any event and book and magazine talking about furniture design as good as the entrepreneurs and Italian designer were doing at that time. So everything was moving together, and until the 80s they were all Italian. Then start the internationalization, but in the beginning they were all Italian, and most of being Italian, more than being Italian, they were in Milan. Milan began to be the place also because several things happened in Milan, as Compasso d'Oro Prize, an idea launched by an idea made by Gio Ponti again and Alberto Rosselli, but realized by La Rinascente department store. Another, the fourth pillar of the reason is the fact that in 1961 was born Milano Furniture Fair. Why? Because companies born in the beginning of the century and moreover at the end of the Second World War needed not only to sell in Italy but worldwide, and this was possible only if Milan could have a furniture fair as it has now. Today, the surrounding of Milan are still the best place where you find the highest number of companies and of suppliers, because companies usually either produce inside their production site, either in the case of Cartel, which is the company we are looking at now, they decide, while they produced mostly with plastic, to have the best supplier in this very technical production. And in Brianza, the region surrounding Milan, we can find the highest number also of those suppliers, not only of company producing. But this can happen also in other regions, in the north and in the center of Italy, also in the south. So there are many clusters, and what make it very special is the creativity and the ability to realize furniture with the best quality that belongs to the entrepreneurs in Italy. As a consequence, we have the highest number of design studio. Here there is Palomba and Serafini one, and then the most interesting one, the one of Patricia Orchiola, because since 2015 she's the artistic director of Hayworth and especially of Cassina, so she's very busy in the office, as you can see, but it's nice to be there with young people from all over the world, giving shape to more than 90 products a year. Another point as a consequence of the centrality of Milan is the fact that all the artistic director of our best brands are in Milan, because here everything happens. So you find Antonio Citterio, Patricia Orchiola, Paola Navone, Lissoni, Michele De Lucchi, Ferruccio Laviani, and many others. These are, let's say, the artistic director of the biggest brands, but there are several brands and new ones always growing and starting with new ideas. This is work in progress that never lasts. As a consequence, again, we have the highest number of showrooms. And even now, due to the fact that Milano Furniture Fair is still and goes on growing, being the beginning of everything in April with the new collection shown in this fair, Italian brands try to have a showroom in Milan, because this week is a pillar, but all the year people are traveling in Milan if they want to know more about furniture design. So it was quite astonishing for every one of us in this field, seeing that also in the last 3 years, plenty of brands were opening their new showroom in the center of Milan. So you walk and you are surrounded by all the brands. Then we have to spend other 2 little words regarding 2 places which have been and are the ones where you can also participate to very important debates and launch of new products. The first one is La Triennale di Milano, that moved from Monza, where it was born, to Milan in 1933, thanks to the idea of asking to Giovanni Muzio to give shape to this incredible I wouldn't call it museum, but exhibition center, let's say, because before the foundation of Milano Furniture Fair, people willing to find new ideas or to found a new industrial company making furniture design were visiting La Triennale, because it was the place where designers as Gio Ponti, Magistretti, and all the best one at that time were exhibiting their products for the clients they were working for before the beginning of Milano Furniture Fair. So this was one of the reasons why La Triennale was so important, but still today there are incredible debates about architecture and furniture design in this place. And I decided in 2007 to give shape to the Design Museum. But last but not least, in 2019, they opened a museum that is showing all the prizes won by the best designers selected by Compasso d'Oro. So Ari Design Museum is a great visit in the center of Milan, where you can appreciate and look at the products in many different fields, from automotive to sport and furniture design, who won Compasso d'Oro starting from 1954. we end with an image of Milano Furniture Fair, because this is the reason of all the system that allowed Milan to go on being the center of everything related with design. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Elisa. So we now leave the floor to Paulina.
Hello, everyone. Hola a todos. I don't know, Elisa, if you can, because I see on the presentation the ADI Design Museum, but I don't see my my slide. I think it's at the end.
Don't you see her slide? I see it.
Yes, Paulina, we see
yes?
your slide.
Yeah.
Now?
Oh, okay. Now I see. Sorry,
Okay.
it's my internet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yes. It can happen that there is a delay. Okay, please.
Yes, well, it's I think it's loading, but I'll start. Hello, everyone. My name is Paulina Mastreta. I am from Mexico, Puebla. I'm a former student of a Poli.DESIGN school. So I am 28 years old. I did my bachelor's degree in industrial design in Iberoamericana de Puebla, and I graduated in 2020. And then I did a small internship at a small design studio in Puebla, Mexico. And there I found my passion for furniture design and interior design. Well, you know that in 2020 it was really hard to find a job. So I started working at a construction equipment manufacturer in 2022, and I worked there for 2 years. But it was working mostly on really industrial machinery, and I worked in the Department of Innovation and Design. It was not it was not one of my passions to work here, but I really learned a lot from engineering and how to work as a team, and mostly the manufacturing part and of the industrial processes. But in 2024, I started to pursue one of my dreams of completing a master's degree, and I came across a Poli plan, and I fell in love with it. And right now, I'm currently working here in Milan at a Federico Peri studio, and I am really happy with the opportunity that Polimi gave me, and now I am really happy working here. So I will tell you about my experience with Polimi. So overall, for me, it was a great experience. The professors are really, really passionate and really dedicated with their work and to their subjects. And one of the really great things of this master is that you get to have a first-hand experience in the Italian furniture market. So you get to have these incredible visits to the factories with Elisa. We go to the factories. You really get a really nice insight of all the factories and how this industry works in Milan. And of course, living in Milan also is such a great experience. Not only because you get to live in a place where you are surrounded by design, but also you get to experience Design Week. It's a really great experience. And one of my favorite courses was the theory of color, because I wasn't really conscious of how color can transmit, how shape and color can transmit and influence communication and user experience. Also, a great highlight for me was the internship program. So after the 7 months that you do your classes, you go into your internship with which Polimi really facilitates for you. You get to choose your internship program. And for me, I had a wonderful experience. I started working with the Federico Peri Studio, and it was obligatory to do 3 months, but we had a great collaboration. So I ended up extending my internship with him. So I did a 6-month internship. It was great. I really learned a lot of the process, and you really get to truly experience the how design really works here in Milan. So it was really nice, and I was able to gain really nice professional growth with him, and also really practical skills. So after we graduated in July, I was really lucky to receive a job opportunity with Federico. So I ended up staying, and I signed the 1-year contract with him. So now I'm living here in Milan, and I'm really happy. I'm really grateful with the Poli.DESIGN and also the job experience I got to have. And that's about it. That's my experience.
Thank you, Paulina. So thank you so much, John, Elisa, and Paulina, for this truly interesting presentation. And I hope all of you enjoyed and found it inspiring. Now, before we start the Q&A session, let me quickly walk you through how to apply for the Master in Furniture Design and how to access your special discount. Here is how it works. So go to the dedicated web page of the Master in Furniture Design of the Poli.DESIGN website. And then create your personal account, log in, and upload the required supporting documents. I will then drop you out the link for the application in the chat. Once you have submitted your application, our committee will evaluate your profile and invite you for a short interview with the program board. Don't worry, it's not a test on furniture or service design. It's a motivational interview. The interview is simply to understand your motivation, background, and attitude, and to check your English language. We do not require a certificate of English language. We just need to understand if you are able to communicate in English, because the master is totally taught in English. And few days later, you will receive the outcome of your application. If you are admitted, you will then have 1 week to take advantage of the special discount and secure your seat in the classroom. When you apply, please remember to select Mexico as your country, indicate that you come from an agency, and write Encuentro Creativo in the agency name field. Please note that the 50% discount applies to the total tuition fees, excluding the €500 enrollment tax of Politecnico di Milano. So if you are thinking about applying, this is truly a great opportunity to join one of the most dynamic and international design environments in Europe. So this is all. So now it's time for the Q&A session, and then we will finish with the Q&A. So let me check in the chat if we have one question. So one student is asking, how does a furniture design use color psychology? Elisa, John, Paulina?
I think that John is the best one, because experience and the knowledge as John, who is a designer since some years and with the great companies, maybe have a better experience than our.
John, you are muted.
Okay. Can you just repeat the question, please, Marilena?
So one student is asking, how does a furniture designer use color psychology?
Okay. Well, there are many different ways of using color in furniture design, and I guess in product design in general. However, in furniture design, from, let's say, a psychological point of view, often we choose colors according to how we want to engage with the user of the piece of furniture. And there are many different ways in which we can engage with people, of which making people or building a relationship between humans and their objects, and we may decide to look for color palette in order to communicate security, for example, or strength, or lightness, each of which have and build a relationship between people and their objects. Color psychology is our way of perceiving the world around us. We see most of us in color, if not almost everyone, and we have feed from those colors, and in particular related to products. For example, it goes beyond psychology because it is also choosing colors for products is also strategic and cultural. For example, let's just take Europe and say at the top we have Norway, and right down at the very bottom we have Greece, and the light is different, the sunshine is different, the weather is different, and therefore we choose our colors according to our geographical position and the light that we find in these places. So color is fantastic because it goes beyond psychology. However, we need to feel in a certain way about our furniture, and therefore choosing the color allows us to respond to a geographical and cultural marketplace, and position those colors according to that market. I hope that has partially answered your question. Maybe Paulina would like to say something, since she went through the course, and it would be interesting to hear her point of view on what was an answer to the question.
Sure,
Is that
John.
possible, Paulina? Thanks.
Sure,
Thank you.
of course. So I was really fascinated with this class because I didn't know of the existence of the Kobayashi color scheme, and it was really interesting to learn about this. And it's basically a color scheme that you can find if you want to Google it. But it's really nice to see how every color palette has a different emotional, let's say, stimuli to the user. So this was really interesting to learn at school, and we had to make a whole project based on this and making color combinations. So it was really nice. And the teacher, she brought everything. She brought the materials, the palettes, colors, and we had the experience to be able to generate a design, but more focused on the sentimental, no, not sentimental value, but on the emotional value of the proposal. So this was really interesting for me, and it added a lot of value for me because I didn't know about this.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Paulina. So we have another question. How do you take advantage of the new technologies like intelligenza artificiale?
We, if I can answer, we had one day where our dean invited all the professors this year. We shared with John and many other, where I think 300 people, with the dean and specialist of AI. In the morning, specialist of AI gave us some insight about this new, real, and very powerful and not stop growing new reality. And then we were divided in groups, and as an output of the day, we decided together with all the professors and with our dean, knowing very well how it works, thanks also to the people he was asking to be part of this panel, let's say, about artificial intelligence. And the decision was, while artificial intelligence cannot stop growing as any new technology or new, let's say, things that is existing and growing by definition, and because of the interest of people and the solution that can be used in some fields, but at the same time is not perfect, not at all. It makes mistakes, there are rules. So the decision was, let's teach since the first day of La Triennale, let's say the University of Furniture Design, not master, but university before. Let's teach with the great professor that knows about AI, how to use it in the best way. Because only knowing the, let's say, strength and weaknesses of this reality that will be part of our future, we can use it in the best way. Otherwise, we can make mistake because we don't have enough knowledge about that. So it's better to have a guidance by the school, and the school will teach it as it teach about colors, shapes, and many other things, because it's part of the future. And we have to drive our student through this new chapter.
Thank you, Elisa. So I have another question. Which are the trends using biomaterials in furniture design?
The other question could be, which are the one not using? Every company is non-stopping in researching how to solve the problem of giving a sustainable reason why to choose their products. And many, well, let's say the biggest company have the money to spend on it, because the future is made by project made in a sustainable way, because we cannot go on saying that maybe in the next year we will do it. We have to start from yesterday. So is a very important point, and everyone is seeking to have more information, and so is something that really can change the figures and also the perception of a company. Everyone have to try to give shape only to product that starts since the beginning with an idea of sustainability. So it's like AI. Those new pillars are the ones that we have to follow because are the future. We cannot go on anymore submitting shapes. We have to submit something that have a second life, and we have to explain why and how and many other things. So it's something that is a need in many fields. So
thank you, Elisa. So we have another question. What would be your best advice on the area?
On the area?
The best
Of
advice for students on the field of furniture design. What is your best advice?
Curiosity. Being curious, no? What do you think?
Yes. Yeah. You know, we have on the workshops of concept design, product development, and engineering. We have many debates amongst ourselves as teaching staff, but also amongst ourselves as students and teachers. It's what's nice about the course is that there is an openness, and we discuss things openly, and I guess this is a personal statement, or not a statement, but a personal interest is that, you know, I see through the students their point of view, and what's nice about the course is we have a wide range of people from many countries around the world, and so those different cultures mixing together in the workshops is fantastic to experience as a member of teaching staff. It's great to see people from different backgrounds and different cultures all working towards a common goal, and it's also interesting to try to understand. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes a little more, but their driving force that takes them in a particular direction, and furniture design in general is about personal driving force and wanting to create objects that reflect culture and moments in time. So the feeling is that, and maybe the answer to the question is the emotional input of students to approaching the designing of furniture, which is based upon culture, experience, and energy that younger people have.
Thank you, John. Paulina, according to you, which one is the best advice you can give to future students?
Well, for me, I can say I have a short experience on this field, but I can really say to be really passionate about anything that you're interested in doing. If your passion is really furniture design and interior design, really be interested in it. Read about it. If there is something going on in your town about design, go. You can find inspiration basically anywhere. And my best advice is to always try to give your 100% in everything that you do. And mainly, if it's your passion, just really give your best version.
Thank you, Paulina. So we don't have any other questions at the moment. So I would like to thank you so much, John, Elisa, and Paulina, for your valuable insight. And thank you to everyone who joined us today. We hope this session gave you a clearer idea of what furniture design is all about and how Poli.DESIGN can help you to take the next step in your academic or professional journey. Thank you also to the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Mexico and to all the brands supporting Encuentro Creativo. We hope to see you soon in the next sessions and maybe even in Milan. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you, Marilena. Bye-bye.